Yo, 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 yo. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy E-Oil, aka the Harlem Legend, man. If you're new to the channel, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you set your bell notification so you know when I'm dropping a video or when we going live. This one right here, I'm confused. Yeah, I gotta keep it real. At this point, I'm confused. The number one question today is, can we trust Tammy Cowin? Because I'm having mixed reviews about this woman at this point. Can we trust Tammy Cowin? Before we get started, man, shout out to Sean G. Facts. He's been breaking down all the affidavit paperwork, the court filings. He's been breaking it all down. He's been putting the puttings together. It's called The Podcast with Soul. Go over and show this man a whole bunch of love because I'm going to keep it real. He's been breaking down the paperwork word by word. We already know what's going on, right? We know the disloyalty that took place. We know. And then right out of nowhere, and it's been going on for quite some time, though. We got to keep it real. It's been going on for a long time, man. Cuffy, for the last 7 to 8 years, has come out and said Tammy Cowin was sent on him. Hey, she was put on him by Big Meech to give him a time cut. Now, I've come right out. I'm going to be one of the first ones to say I came right out and said, yeah, he looked like he ate that cheese. I ain't going to hold you. He looked like he ate that cheese, especially after this.
I wasn't going to address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family to come out to the Amarant Arena, February 13th.
What? I got to keep it real. When we all seen that, the first thing we thought to ourselves, let's keep it real. Nah, something ain't right. Something ain't right there. I got to keep it 100. He just didn't look confident enough to me. But the paperwork is kind of on his side also. I got to keep it tall. The paperwork is on his side. But let's not forget, Dion Cuffy Gatlin. Oh, he spoke too, y'all. He let it be known he had nothing. He ain't mad at Tammy. She don't got to live by the same rules I do. Pay attention.
World, no, man. Check this out, man. At the end of the day, man, he used a civilian. Tammy ain't got no motherfucking G code that she got to follow.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So I don't have a problem with Tammy whatsoever, man.
Right.
As long as it come out who sent her. I know that Tammy was sent. You
Right.
understand? You feel me? By Big Meech. Right. I know she was put on a mission, homie.
Right.
He said it himself. You heard? This is a man serving 27 years, drug kingpin, Cuffy. You heard Dion Cuffy Gatlin from St. Louis. He's serving a 27-year sentence. And not exactly for Big Meech. You heard? He feels like Big Meech put her on him. And also the guy Suarez, Fidel Suarez. But there's a lot of confusion going on, right? Because I feel like this woman been working. I feel like she been putting dudes behind bars, man. I got to keep it 100. I feel like she been had a relationship. Shout out to Sean G. He read the paperwork. I feel like she was already working for the federal government, y'all. And all she did was try to help her man. Pay attention.
Here we go. So after Tammy Cowin does a fantastic job getting Terry White locked up, providing actionable information, Jack Harvey retires, but immediately hands her over to Keith Cromer, right? And immediately almost the day after Jack Harvey retires, Keith Cromer calls her and tells her, we want you to stay on board as an informant, right? We want you, we want you to keep going and keep doing what you're doing. And she says, well, what am I going to do? And he tells her that she's going to primarily be jamming up Hispanics, right? Making phone calls, picking up money, picking up drugs, but primarily her focus is going to be on Hispanics. And maybe this is due to her light complexion. And this is her. The government asked her, okay, and so you then began. What was the promise to you with respect to what your activity was by the agents or Mr. Cromer in particular? Well, when I met to discuss would I stay on board, I asked, what would I have to do? And I was told just what I just advised you in regards to the Hispanics. And that's when I said, okay, and can I get, if I get something big, and Keith Cromer interrupted her and said, you'll get a lot of money. And I said, can I get Demetrius Flannery's time cut? This is page 57. This is in the court documents.
I gotta be real. This lady been working. She been a federal agent. You heard? She's no different from Perez that works over at Def Jam. She's no different. This lady been working for the federal government. And according to the paperwork, she suggested, what about my boo? Can I get him a time cut? I'm just being real. This is what I'm getting from all of this. It's sad because Big Meech might have not had nothing to do with this, y'all. Because there's conflict now, right? Look, there's conflict now. Because in one part of her testimony, she says, oh yeah, he had nothing to do with it. Pay attention.
There was some conversation with you and Mr. Suarez, okay, where he mentioned Meech or Buddy, meaning he called Meech Buddy. But aside from that, he wasn't the one initiating the contact. She says that is correct. That is between Suarez and Gatlin or Cuffy. And she says, and myself was setting it up. That is correct. And the attorney for the government says, that's my next question. In effect, really, you were the one that set up the ... that conversation or those conversations. And she says, that is correct. And then he says, the attorney, all right. And so you were upset with the interpretation that the agents took about the information regarding Mr. Flannery or Big Meech. Is that fair to say? And she says, excuse me, that is correct. Because he didn't have anything to do with anything. So correct. Meaning that Big Meech didn't have anything to do with anything. That Big Meech did not set up Suarez and Cuffy. This is what she's saying under oath on the stand.
Y'all see this? Do y'all see the paperwork that's right before us? Shout out to Sean G. The podcast with Soul. Make sure y'all go show him love. But I gotta keep it 100. I'm confused. Because in the next breath, yeah, I guess he did have something to do with it, y'all. Pay attention.
Direct examination a few minutes before. This is how she contradicts herself. Okay, now, did there come a time in your relationship with Mr. Gatlin and Mr. Suarez where the conversation turned to narcotics and drugs? She says yes. Approximately, when was that time? She says, I would say 2000 mid-year 2012. Okay, all right. And in 2012, how did that conversation begin? what was it that precipitated that conversation? This is what the government asked her this next question after this. Okay, was there ever a time when you were asked to give a phone number to Fidel at any point in time? She says yes. What were the circumstances of that information? Meaning, when? Who told you to get in touch with Fidel? What? Was there ever a time when you were asked to give a phone number to Fidel? Who told you to give a phone number to Fidel? Who? What were the circumstances of that information? Well, a couple times when I was asked to give ... Fidel called and asked for Cuff's number. Then the government asks, did he say who? Tammy Cowin says, he said, Buddy told me to get Cuff's phone number, and I gave him Cuff's phone number. Now, we've already determined that the lawyer for the government already mentioned there was some conversation with you and Mr. Suarez, okay, where he mentioned Meech or Buddy. The government asked her, who is Buddy, for the record? I'm assuming he's speaking of Demetrius Flannery. So you've known him by that name, correct? Well, when he says Buddy, as he calls, yes. And did you do that? Yes, I did. So she says this 15 minutes before she turns around and said, not even 15 minutes, maybe 7-8 minutes after she turns around and says that, you know, everything was wrong and Meech had nothing to do with it.
This is nasty, y'all. I'm going to keep it 100. This is nasty. I believe this woman is playing a whole lot of check games. Yeah, she's accustomed to living a certain way. I think she's playing a lot of broken heart games. I think Meech broke this girl's heart, and all she tried to do was help him out. I'm just giving my honest opinion after this paperwork now surfaces. I feel like she's using 50. And 50's going to play himself and end somebody that really didn't need to be ended. You heard? Now I'm confused. I don't know if this man told or not. I got to be real. I was so convinced. I was so convinced after he came out and addressed the allegations. Now it's seeming like, should we trust this woman? I got to be real. Should we trust her word? Because she contradicts herself, and we already know she been working. It's a tricky game out here, y'all. And to keep it real with you, this is a very dangerous game this woman is playing. Make sure y'all go check out Sean G. He breaks down all the paperwork word for word. You heard? The podcast with Soul. Salute to that brother, man. I appreciate his content. You heard? It saves content creators like us a whole lot of time. But I got to be real. This is nasty work. And hopefully, 50 Cent don't go forward with this, because I don't know if I can trust this woman. I think she's lying. I think she's doing anything to mend a broken heart. That's if the mob don't catch her first. Yo, it's your boy E-O-U, a.k.a. the Harlem Legend, man. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how y'all feel about this woman flip-flopping. I can't do flip-floppy. I'm not going to call somebody a rat or somebody flip-flopping. Salute.
Harlem Legend TV, salute to you, brother. Y'all go check and subscribe to Harlem Level TV. If you want to know what's happening in Harlem, if you want to know what this real shit and people were doing in Harlem, y'all go watch Harlem TV. Please, y'all like, subscribe, and go to Harlem TV, like and subscribe to that channel.